So I'm here to tell you why you should be interested in taking CPR. And I am trying to put a real face to this, and the face is somebody who would not be alive today had not a stranger jumped in and did CPR on me 13 years ago. 13 years ago, I was on a bike ride out in South Austin, began to feel a little bit bad, began to feel a slight pain in my chest, and suddenly I went unconscious, face down on the road. At that point, somebody else was in charge of everything. The people around me all did the right things. They stopped traffic, they called for somebody else to help, but bottom line is a stranger jumped in and did CPR, probably within about 40 or 50 seconds after my heart stopped. And he kept CPR going until the ambulances got there, and then even the second ambulance got there, and then finally the EMTs said, "Okay guys, we got it, thanks," and he got back in his car and drove away. And I've never had the chance to say thank you for saving my life. I would not be alive today were it not for that bystander jumping in and doing CPR.
Yep.
Yeah. One thing that you don't get when you just talk to someone about CPR in generalities is the importance of time. When we first got to the hospital, the cardiologist on call asked the folks in the ambulance with me, how long was it from the time I went down to the time they were giving CPR? And one of the guys who came up in another vehicle said, well, I know it had to be within 5 minutes. And the cardiologist was doing the math in his head thinking, 5 minutes, he's dead, his brain dead, can't be. Yeah. Well, what really happened was it was about 40 or 50 seconds, because from the time my heart stopped and I went black to the time this guy jumped in and was doing CPR, 911 hadn't even answered the telephone yet. One of the guys called 911, and before 911 got on the phone, this guy was doing chest compressions within just like 40 or 50 seconds. And
Right.
I've got to be one reason why my brain was preserved, because it was really, really time sensitive. If it had been 5 minutes, especially in hot weather, where your metabolism was pretty high, the likelihood of my brain surviving would have been pretty small. But within 40 seconds, yeah, I'm all here. Take a CPR class, find out where the nearest automatic electric defibrillators are, wherever you happen to be, do it, because you can save a life.
There was a person with you that didn't do CPR. You were riding with several people, and one of them did not do, one of them had taken CPR, but the reason they didn't do it because they thought their card wasn't current.
Correct.
Of course, we know that should never stop someone from doing chest compressions.
That's right.
And did all the CPR that was done on you, because several minutes of CPR were done on you, did they break any ribs?
No, I didn't. Fortunately not, but that wouldn't have mattered. I mean, if the
Right.
guy had broken some of my ribs and I'd found him afterwards, I'd have said, thank you for saving my life, and thanks for breaking my ribs.
Don't make me laugh.
Right.
Yeah, don't make me laugh.
That's a big concern though, folks, they're afraid they're gonna break someone's ribs, right? So we just wanna get that out there that it doesn't always happen. In fact, it happens less often than people think, number one. And number two, even if you did break a rib, ribs heal, people break ribs all the time and they don't die.
That's
But
right.
if their heart isn't beating, they do die.
They do.
All right, let's talk about AEDs and CPR. So this is a real AED, and this is the one that you'll probably see at camp. The way it works is you simply open it up, and then this one, you pull this down, you pull it open here, and that will turn it on. That has instructions here, and it also has voice prompts that will talk to you, and there's pictures on the pads that show you how to use it. Along with that, the AED comes with a little pouch, and inside this pouch are scissors, a razor, pair of gloves, and also a CPR mask, which you will see me use in here. If you don't have a CPR mask, the way that you would breathe for someone is you would pinch their nose and cover their mouth with your mouth and tilt the head back. It would look like this. You would tilt the head back, pinch the nose, and cover their mouth with your mouth, and give a breath until the chest rises. I'll be using a mask today. If you see one of these masks, you can see that it's shaped like that. The pointy end goes over the nose. I'm gonna be using an AED trainer today, but here's how we do CPR on somebody. And then really one of the most important things is if you feel like you can't breathe for someone, at minimum, you need to do chest compressions. And it's just simply push hard and push fast right in the center of the chest. Don't worry if you're really, really nervous and you can't remember how many to do, just do them. Just do chest compressions at the rate of about 100 a minute. So staying alive, that's your beat. So let's go and get to it really quick. So we walk in, we find someone unresponsive. Hey buddy, are you okay? Are you all right? Help, help, hey Steve, call 911, Mary, get the AED. If there is no one around and you're by yourself and you don't have a phone, you should go and get help. This is for an adult. You should go and get help first, get 911 on the way, and then come back to the person. If you have your phone, you can take it out and maybe put it on speaker and dial and then talk to them. So, hey, are you okay? Are you all right? Help, help. Steve, get the AED. Mary, call 911. Then you're going to look at the person, and we were looking for any signs of breathing. So if they're moving, they're breathing. So we see no signs of breathing, they're not moving here, the chest, there's no rise and fall of the chest, the belly's not moving, arms and legs aren't moving, nothing's moving. So they didn't respond to me, they're not awake. I'm gonna get all the clothing off the chest. So in real life, if a person has arms, it might not be this easy. So at minimum, all the clothing needs to come up above the clavicles, but it's best to get in the project of taking the clothing all the way off. I'm gonna put my hands right in the center of the chest and lock the elbows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 2 breaths. Just until the chest rises. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12, 16, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 2 breaths again. And someone arrives with the AED. Hopefully, they can keep doing CPR. If not, or you're by yourself, as soon as you can, you're gonna grab that AED, you turn it on, it's gonna start talking to you, pull out the pads,
If the patient is a child,
pull them off one at a time, because the real ones are super sticky. One goes on the upper right,
press pads firmly on skin.
and one goes on the
Apply
lower
pads
left.
As shown in the pictures. Do not touch the patient. Analyzing
So,
heart rhythm.
it's gonna keep talking to me, and what's gonna happen is in real life, if we're charging, if it's not something to shock, it's gonna charge. If there's nothing to shock, it's not gonna charge. And it'll say no shock advised, and then you'll continue chest compressions. When it's ready, there's our flashing button. Make sure we're not touching, nobody's done shocking, push the button and go immediately back to chest compressions. We don't wait, we go immediately back to that. So I'm gonna turn this off and stop here for just a minute. Who do we do CPR on? Someone who's not breathing and not awake. Who do we not do CPR on? Someone who's breathing and is awake. It's that simple. You can make a difference and save someone's life if you act quickly and do chest compressions. Just remember, if you're not sure, you're like, oh, it's been a while since I saw that video, you can remember putting your hands right in the center of the chest, locking your elbows out, pushing hard, pushing fast, 100 beats per minute. You can do it.